Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to this non-stop action here on twitch.tv/speedrun, the Global Speedrun Association, here in this 70-star league Division 2 match between protoman5 and CartoonBuffoon. My name's Darrow, hanging out with you again, once again, solo in the booth, feeling a little bit lonely. But that's all right, I know we got plenty in chat here to hang out and watch these two runners go head-to-head here. Pretty close PB from both of these guys. I know that about a month ago, I believe CartoonBuffoon PB'd with a 5028 on the Nintendo 64, and Protoman, it was about 8 months ago, his last PB on speedrun.com, 50 minutes and 22 seconds, so should be some quality gameplay coming through tonight. And we're going to go ahead and get started. What I love about 70 Star is there's so many variations throughout this tournament, so many different ways that you can do things. Whether it's going to be over CCM 17, CCM 18, HMC late, HMC early, island hop, you know, it's always a surprise, and I don't like to ask the runners anymore to see what they're going to do. I just kind of like to be shocked instead of being fake shocked, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Both of these guys running on the US version. Now, it's kind of been proven in the past, for me at least, when you talk to Lakitu in a match that I'm commentating, for some reason you win. I don't know what it is about it. It's like having that pep talk, sliding that $5 bill in the back of Lakitu's pocket. But let's see what these guys have to offer as we're getting started. Who's going to take away the points today? Speaking of taking away points, make sure you hit exclamation point tickets. Check out the PACE event happening this year. I'll be there. Simply will be there. All the big boys will be there. And it's where all the grand finals of these tournaments. The ground pound happening from Cartoon right in the beginning. It's going to put him behind just a little bit. Nobody talking to Lakitu, so it's kind of up in the air on who's going to be winning this particular match. CartoonBuffoon just a little bit behind with that ground pound, heading into Bomb Battlefield. Right now, trying to get both streams synced up just a little bit. As of right now, Protoman does have the lead. All right.
Surprise.
Surprise! It's a mini Corey. A wild mini Corey shows up. What's going on, man?
Not much. I just got home and noticed you sitting in the booth by yourself. I thought you might want somebody to join you.
I was lonely, you know, simply had to run off to do some big simp industry things. So I definitely appreciate you joining for this awesome matchup between these two guys.
Very cool, very cool.
So right now, this is what I was talking about in the beginning during the intro, where we see those route differences in 70 Star specifically. CartoonBuffoon going for the Princess Peach's secret slide, just as Protoman is already starting out his time here in Womp's Fortress.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting to me because normally in these races I do see both players just go for slide first. Sometimes you do Womps first, and like when you're doing run attempts, because Womps has a lot of resets, so you want to get it out of the way. But
exactly,
in general, you're not going to be resetting. It does save about a second to do one of the slide stars first here before Womp's Fortress. So could be Protoman's just in the groove doing what he's used to doing, and then, you know, sticking with going Womps first.
Most likely. And we've talked about that race mentality before and how it's a little bit different. But that's why I like 70 Stars so much. The route variances between, you know, CCM is a huge one up for debate. CCM 17 versus 18. What's comfortable? HMC late and early. The Protoman's looking solid.
Yeah, it seems like he's doing fine so far.
Looking really solid. CartoonBuffoon has only had that one mistake, and Commentators curse. Commentators curse. Missing Alice. Angle was kind of sketched. Let's try again.
This looks good.
Yeah. Was able to nail it the second time. His very first movement into the game, going up for Lakitu skip, was a ground pound instead of a long jump, and so put him behind just a little bit. And I was talking about it with Simply just a few minutes ago in letting these small mistakes get to you, and then they compound and become larger mistakes. What would you do in a situation where you know you've made a small mistake. You know you have to make up time. How do you get yourself like in the groove or in the mindset of like, okay, I've got to play this game?
It's so tough because, like you said, like you get let a small mistake get to you, and you realize you're behind, and you want to do what you can to catch up, but I don't think that's always correct because a lot of times you already have these nerves affecting you. You don't want to do something risky that you don't normally do that ends up costing you more time. I think the best thing to do, especially this early, is just keep sticking to what you know and understand that you made this mistake now. Your opponent is also likely to make some mistakes during this race, and so it's very likely that they can just end up giving you some of that time for free. You don't need
Exactly.
to reach for it, especially this early.
Exactly. If you're falling behind, yeah, you may kind of change your strats up a little bit, but kind of relying on the fact that your opponent, especially here in D2, is going to make some very similar mistakes as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're in Womp's Fortress and you miss Owl's first try, just keep going. I'd say it's not until upstairs Tippy that you really want to start like busting out anything because you feel like you need to win or something like that. Like
Right.
you have so much time here to let your opponent give you free time, essentially.
CartoonBuffoon looking really good with this 100 coin. Just as Protoman's taking out that big Womp Daddy.
Protoman diving into the star.
Looking really good, though. We saw what can happen in our last match, the 16 star between Ante and Aki. Speedrunning is a daily thing. Some days you're just popping off, as Dangers would say in the SMO community, and some days you're just like dropping spaghetti everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good way to put it, and that's why these league races can be a little scary because they've been scheduled for a long time. You don't know how you're going to play that day, right? So you just kind of got to hope for the best.
Speaking of hoping for the best, that rate of 26 heading in right now.
Yeah, thank you, Aleph64.
Welcome in, guys.
Right, Proto. Oh, taking the owl.
Taking the owl.
This is sweet. Awesome. I love this. This is such a great race strat. It's interesting to me that he doesn't do slide first, but he takes the owl. Maybe he just doesn't run too. I mean, Owless only saves because CartoonBuffoon missed Owless once. Proto has done this star faster than Cartoon in this race. I mean, that's how little time something like Owless saves.
We've seen, I believe, Paranaboss was the other one that is die-hard, taking the owl, not one to risk it.
All right, here's where we're going to see the routes start to converge here. Proto's going to go get both slide stars now. So once we see runners entering wing cap, that's when we'll have a better idea of how close they are to each other. And we'll see who's in the lead.
Protoman, taking a bonk there. Bonks to me are probably the most triggering.
Especially in that room. I don't know why. There's something about that room where the geometry is just wonky and you bonk on weird corners and it's so hard to get into that slide portrait quickly.
It is. A 13-0 coming from Protoman. CartoonBuffoon wrapping up his time here in Womp's Fortress.
Yeah, looks like we're pretty close. Protoman's slightly in the lead here because he's just going to be able to get into that second slide star a tiny bit faster. But neck and neck as far as I'm concerned.
And anything goes. I mean, it's so early at this point. Anything goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see. I haven't watched either of these players very much, so we'll see how their routes do once we approach CCM. We'll see if either of them do CCM 17 versus 18, which could lead into one of them maybe wanting to do double pillarless or a variance between doing HMC early and doing HMC late. A lot of variations in the 70-star routes nowadays, all of which are within a few seconds of each other, but just might make it a little bit harder to tell who's in the lead without just like counting mistakes and whatnot.
And kind of a shout out to CartoonBuffoon running Super Mario 64. He's well known for in the modding community. I believe he still has the world record for 50-star and 10-star in Super Mario 74 Extreme Edition. So very familiar with movement. Very familiar with movement.
Yeah, that's something you see carry over for sure. I mean, there's a lot of there are, I don't want to say tricks. I mean, tricks are one thing, but there's like some specific movement things in SM64 you have to learn. But between ROM hacks and this game, movement definitely carries over. And if you're somebody who can speedrun, like an Extreme Edition hack, or even just play through them pretty well, you get a really good understanding of kind of like this intuition of good movement, and it helps you become good at the game very quickly.
Heading into Dark World, Protoman has a very, very slight lead at this point.
Yeah, still just like that tiny, tiny lead. Oh, and
Oh.
he's, see what I mean? He's just given CartoonBuffoon a little bit of time, a second here and there. Nobody needs to pull out anything fancy.
A little bit different camera movement there going to that first coin. Slow and steady wins the race for sure. Taking the time to line up your movement, understand what you're doing, focus on what you're doing, especially in these movement-based areas, is kind of really where you excel.
Ooh. Yeah, love these cozy strats from Protoman. Really safe Dark World cycle going that direction. And it's kind of working out for him. Like, you know, he took the owl. He's like jumping there in Dark World. And, like, he's in the lead. Like you said, slow and steady is fine.
CartoonBuffoon is trying to blaze through right now. Super risky, but it can pay off for him.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if it does or not. But I definitely noticed this this mindset from Protoman where you can tell he's done a lot of races, and he knows that when he does a race, he should just do all the strats that he's 100% consistent with. Even something that you're 80 or 70% consistent with means you might lose time in the race. And so,
exactly.
If you're not going for a PB, you're just trying to win. You can do a lot of easier strats and still get there.
Oh yeah. And that's why I think, you know, if I had to predict, at least from Protoman, I think he's going to go with the more traditional, like, CCM 18, HMC late.
Yeah, we'll see. I do like, personally, when I'm in a race, I like doing 17 and HMC early because I don't have to do the penguin race, which not something you mess up often, but when you do mess up, like it's a reset if you're doing runs. And if you're in a race, it's like you lose a pretty decent amount of time. So we'll see. But at the same time, HMC late is good because you get to get MIPS instead of doing SL reds. So you kind of replace a star that involves movement with one that involves catching the bunny. So
it's huge. Guy jump incoming. This is one of those stars that people just kind of grind out. Protoman missing the ground pound and CartoonBuffoon matching at him.
It's wonderful. Maybe Buffoon's just like watching Protoman and trying to copy his.
And just mimicking it. Well, yeah. You know, CartoonBuffoon has been known in these races to go for things like island hop, go for absolutely crazy strats.
Interesting. I find that not surprising, just knowing that he runs Extreme Edition. Like something like Island Hop is like not a crazy strat when you run.
It's not.
Like, these really hard ROM hacks where like every star is something like that.
Especially, you know, CartoonBuffoon and Triforce TK kind of explained to me a couple of things they do where there's like quicksand up top, but you're doing a ledge grab and you can jump if you do it in this frame. It's super interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of really weird mechanics that you learn that you would never really notice in this game. Actually, that specific one you can find in this game in one spot. And the one he's talking about there is if you slowly get up, there's one frame where you can move before you like activate things such as quicksand or warps or text.
That's THI, right?
Yeah, so THI is one spot, which is where there's the warp at the end of the secret star. If you ledge grab by mistake and you're at the corner, you can get up slowly instead of quickly, and you have one frame to jump out of the warp. The other one, which you don't normally see, but if you ledge grab trying to do Lakitu skip, you can get up slowly and then jump along the edge of the bridge, and you won't actually trigger Lakitu, and you can still go into the castle.
Oh wow, I didn't even think of that one.
Which is like very slow there because you have to jump like 3 times in a row to get down the bridge, but yeah.
Right.
All right, but we have a race going. Enough insight into ledge grab getting up slowly.
Well, solid CCM from both of these guys so far. Looks like for sure, like I said, Protoman going for that CCM 18.
Yeah, absolutely.
And CartoonBuffoon as well.
Yeah, definitely makes sense to me. Now, I think I mentioned coziness about avoiding the race. That's like if you play at my level and you're afraid of racing the penguin. I think you know in D2 and these GSA races, these players are pretty comfortable racing the penguin and getting all the coins they need.
For sure.
It's not something that's that easy to mess up, so it's definitely worth the risk.
Because you know what it's like to be at the end of the penguin race and you have 84 coins.
Yeah. Yep.
That sinking feeling in your stomach. Like, really?
Yep. Oh, missing the red coin at the beginning there. Runs back. I wonder if he grabs both of them later on, or if he just really wanted that specific red coin.
Well, Protoman is going to go ahead and get this safety red. I don't blame him. Giving him that extra buffer.
That's kind of what you do in this race, like when you're in this position. You might as well grab the one extra red coin there. CartoonBuffoon's not doing it, though.
He is not.
Because if you get too many coins on here, you do lose time because you have to kind of kick back up, but you lose way less time than if you end with 99.
I believe it's if you end with 85 or 86, you can still get the long jump back. I think it's 87.
Yeah, 87. You'll have to start kicking back up,
which is super painful in and of itself.
Yeah.
Protoman
looking good there. 85.
Looking great.
And CartoonBuffoon just needs to get all the ones here. And he does.
Making it look easy.
Definitely.
It's almost like if you miss that, you're having to make choices at the end. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. CartoonBuffoon going for the lag reduction here as well, keeping the camera facing backwards. Buying him just little bits of time.
Looking solid. Finishing up CCM. Going to Big Boo's haunt. Which one is the Big Boo? There's like 4 of them.
That's a good question. I wonder if it's the same one. Doesn't it say when you go on a ghost hunt, it says ghosts never die or something, doesn't it? So like you don't actually kill them.
It just could be the same. I mean,
yeah,
he's lounging. He's lounging upstairs.
They don't die, so.
It's just Mario coming to destroy his weekend home.
Exactly.
He said he's lounging upstairs. You take him out there. He's down in the basement trying to hide from you. Take him out there, hiding behind walls. Dude, just leave him alone.
Mario will do anything for these stars. Right, a little bonked by Proto into the door there. We're just going for different stars here.
And Protoman following that traditional 70 where you get this one first because you're going to mess it up.
Yeah, exactly. But he does not. He looks good.
All right. So now both of these runners are going to swap off now. It does look like CartoonBuffoon is in lead. However, he did the faster of the 2 stars. He decided to push that wall there a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it ends up lining up.
But super close, super close. We'll know at fade out exactly how far behind or ahead either of these guys are.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that they're kind of both doing the same route here. So we'll kind of see the entire game how it's looking. Sometimes one player goes for HMC late, and you sort of have to guess until you enter Tippy. But,
right.
Looks like we'll be in sync. Yeah. Protoman
right
barely in the lead, just a few seconds. Just a few seconds since win cap, right? I mean, it's been like this the whole time.
Oh yeah.
It's like CartoonBuffoon missing Owlus has been the one thing.
Very minor little bonks here and there, but overall, it's tough to tell that these guys are in D2 because they're playing very, very well. Ooh, Protoman.
Yeah, oh no, and missing MIPS. Just going into SSL. I like this. Okay.
I don't blame him.
So he can just grab it when he's leaving LLL and going to Dire Docks, just like you do in it doesn't want that bomb. Just like you do in 120 star with the 50 star MIPS. And then he'll still just be able to come back down and get the second MIPS later. CartoonBuffoon's bomb looks good. See if he can keep this up.
Pretty solid.
Oh yeah, he's in there.
Now they'll only have to do this once. Only one pillarless with the CCMA team.
Okay, he's good.
He recovered.
I'll back up there. That looked like a big bomb that he just threw. Was I mistaken?
It
I just saw the end
looked like it was.
Interesting here. All right. Does get the Talon back up. I love it. Doesn't want to die. Uh-oh.
Whoop.
All right. Good.
That was pretty close. That was pretty close.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if he can get the pillarless here. Doesn't want to catch himself right in the shell in this D2 race.
Oh, no. All right, one last try. He's got no more backups at this point, and it blows up in his face. He's
going for the shell.
The commentator's curse, having to ride the shell and grab these pillars. That's going to lose quite a bit of time for him.
I think this is this is still faster than any other star though. Barely, but taking it slow there. Looks like he hasn't ridden the shell in a while.
Right.
Not a bad thing, but it comes down to this. Now, this is what I was talking about. CartoonBuffoon might have had those nerves, but he stuck to what he knew, and now Protoman gave him time.
He did.
Ooh, a lot of lag frames there. Just chewing on lag. All right.
CartoonBuffoon with the Mario Cam here. Oh, and he gets burned.
Yikes. Should be okay.
Clipping that edge and falling right into the star. Protoman not worried about it. He's going to be heading for these red coins first. Which is funny because I think that's the first variance that I've seen, because I think the guide calls for the star that CartoonBuffoon did first. I think that's the first variance he's had from the guide.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. In this stage, star order does not matter in 70 star.
Nope.
In 120 star, you want to get the 100 coin star on star number 5 or 6, because that's when the shell spawns. But you can mostly do these in any order.
All right, Protoman.
Oh, doing loops around the star. Oh no.
I'm gonna get you. That's what it looked like. I love Lethal Lava Lands. You know, you got things like Lava Boost, which we saw CartoonBuffoon do here. A lot of the nonstop runners are able to grab the bottom of the pole. But it's super risky because you can kind of just slide off the edge.
Oh, are you talking about at the very end of the star where you kind of skip the pole grab?
Right.
Yeah. Pretty interesting strat. It takes a little bit of practice. It ends up not being too hard, but it is kind of risky. It's a little unintuitive. You have to, if you want to jump off of it properly, you sort of have to delay your jump more than you would expect. Otherwise, you'll just grab back onto the pole. And it saves so little time, but it does look really cool.
It looks awesome.
All right, solid elevator star by CartoonBuffoon.
And it seems like these stars always come in pairs. You do the 2 bullies together, the 2 volcano stars together, and then Wingcap and the red coin.
Yeah, I kind of feel that too. You don't necessarily have to, but that's what I do always see players do.
Protoman with a nice triple.
It looks like Proto's like a star and a half behind right now, but keep in mind that since he missed MIPS, one of the stars he's behind by is like a really fast one where he doesn't have to go into the stage that he's going to grab here whenever he's done with LOL. So he's a little bit less behind than it looks, but I do think CartoonBuffoon does have a lead at the moment.
All right, Protoman heading into the volcano. He did have that nice triple, though. The manipulation of the little bullies.
Yes, definitely. Doing triple jump, lava boost. Again, with the cozy strats. This man's done a lot of races. You can tell.
And that's got to be tough because, you know, speedrunning is all about trying to PB, trying to get the fastest time you can, but you can't have that mentality in a race. It's completely different.
I don't know. There are some players, and I think Protoman is kind of one of them, where they got the PB that they... I guess, I don't know, because I haven't watched him in a little while, but, you know, sometimes you get the PB that you really want, and then, like, you just want to chill out and race the game, and so, like, you're really used to doing this, and, like, this is what you play the game for.
CartoonBuffoon heading into dire docks at this point. He's got those 30 stars.
He does.
Protoman
is on his tail, though. He's just got to get the MIP star, which is on his way out of there, so...
Right behind him.
Done with LOL. See if he does the movement. Yep. Oh, no! Alright, he's good there. I still like his decision of just hopping into SSL, though, and doing it this way. It did end up being faster than chasing MIPs all the way around.
I think so as well. A lot easier to manipulate and control.
Mm-hmm.
CartoonBuffoon working on these chests. It's kind of interesting, the mechanic behind the chest, because you have to be looking at the rear of the chest in order for the chest to be able to open. So,
yeah,
as you saw, like CartoonBuffoon there, just kind of skimming the edge of the chest.
Yeah, and you can sometimes hit even like the sides of them. Yeah, but as long as you're facing the right direction, it'll open.
Right. But solid. There hasn't been any massive mistakes. You know, I think CartoonBuffoon, like you said, missed Alice. Protoman missed MIPS, but backed it up fairly well. Did he grab that chest? He missed the chest.
Oh no, he's turning around. Yeah, I think the biggest mistake I've seen this run is Protoman missing Pillarless. And it did definitely cost him time, and it did cost him the lead, but it's not unsalvageable.
Not at all.
He's got to be careful of these small mistakes, though. He can't let them pile up, especially now that he's behind.
Well, we've got things like Wet Dry World coming up, which is my absolute favorite course in this route. You've got a lot of areas that you can either optimize or you can fail. Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of fail, CartoonBuffoon diving right over the star, having to go back and grab it. Protoman about to attempt the second star here. Gonna go grab that sub star just as CartoonBuffoon is heading back in. These manta ray, super trolly.
Yeah, these rings are wild, and people have, well, if they're informed and they watch their Pan and Coic lectures, people are a little bit more informed of how they. Oh no! He just stops early, misses that. That ring's gone. He's gonna start doing laps around the pool. All right, so this is where it comes in. These rings are sideways secretly. I think CartoonBuffoon might have an understanding of it. They're essentially rotated, if I remember correctly, kind of vertically sideways. So you almost want to go through them up and down, which you can kind of see him doing by zigzagging up and down here. It's just a bug in the game, which people found during the decompilation project. The way the rings display and the way they check if Mario's going through them is just like 90 degrees of each other.
And it has nothing to do with whatever the model is there.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're aware, and you might have seen like somebody made a video where they showed how the rings actually check. They made the rings display that way. Then you can tell, you kind of get a better understanding of what you need to do if you're in that backup situation and you need to go through the rings. So it's a good thing to just like inform yourself of, just to see once and understand in case you're in a situation like CartoonBuffoon, you have a better understanding of how to actually hit those rings.
Because we see a lot of runners struggle with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a long time, it was just unknown. Now we finally understand. It's a really simple mistake in the code. Oh no, long jumped or rolled out too late there.
Protoman.
Trigger this elevator. He's giving Protoman his chance now. Protoman's basically back where he is. And now they're kind of on different cycles, so even though Protoman looks a little bit behind here, he might actually be ahead if he can make his cycle. We'll see how they line up.
Take a look and see.
I don't know that Protoman, I don't think he can do Lava Boost, but he should be able to make the cycle here. Looks like their cycles are pretty in sync as well.
Yeah, they're very, very close.
This could be it.
Oh,
that is the difference right there. Now Protoman's in the lead. Yeah, they were just slightly different there.
He was hoping for that ledge grab, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, it was close. That's what you need to go for in that situation, but he was just a little bit too late.
Protoman got a little booty burn there, but...
Oh, CartoonBuffoon's dead!
Ooh.
Oh, no!
That's not good. That's huge.
I'm okay with this, though. I'm glad that this race is back and forth. This is exciting. Man, a whole Fire Sea behind, though. That's
a whole Fire Sea is a lot.
That is a little rough.
He's going to have to hope for things like, Protoman missing a throw here.
Yeah, it's, I mean, a lot can happen, but... Oh,
like
Protoman showing off here. I love it. Okay.
Wow. Showing that swag.
Yeah, man, a whole Fire Sea is, I mean, there are a few mistakes that lose that much time, so he's kind of got to count on Protoman messing up a few things upstairs. Man, and can Buffoon make this cycle?
Ooh, that ledge grab.
I think the nerves might be getting to him here or something. Oh, he's not making the cycle.
No way. And Protoman back with a solid lead. Wow. He was behind quite a bit.
Alright, CartoonBuffoon making his way back up there. Really fearful of this fire. Nope, fearless. He's going at it. Alright, this is good.
See, and I like that it hasn't really affected his movement. Like, he's not letting up.
I love that dive he did to make it up like that around the pole. That was really cool. Alright, Protoman going into a dry world. Your favorite stage? I think it's one of my favorite stages too. I really like every star here, and whenever I'm just like messing around in Mario and I just want to jump around, I always find myself in this stage.
In Wet Dry World. Exactly.
Yeah, it's so fun. There's so many, like, I don't know, it's a very well-designed stage. Like, there's a lot of jumps and, like, gaps you can clear that you never do in a speedrun, but are just kind of fun to learn about, that, like, they show you how careful the game designers were with this game to, like, make the levels very traversable. And like,
oh, yeah. And, there's a half of a stage that we don't even see here in this run.
Yeah, exactly.
That you see in 120, because the 100 coin route that they're doing right now, of course, as you know, is way different than what's in the 120.
Yeah, definitely. In 120, it is a few seconds faster to get 100 coins with red, since you have to go downtown for that star anyway. And normally going downtown takes a while, but if you have to get every star, you got to do it. So then you end up doing the secrets star on its own in 120. But in 70, this is faster.
See, and I like trying to mitigate that RNG with hitting these boxes. Protoman, not going to play it safe. Went ahead and lined up that camera. He missed the coin, but it's fine. He had that safety with him. And it's so interesting to me, the mechanics of a rollout off of a ledge, you won't take damage.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an oversight or what. I mean, ground pounding before you land or kicking makes sense to me, but the rollout thing seems like a bug to me, but... Well.
I think so as well.
CartoonBuffoon already missed a coin at the very beginning of this route, so he does not have that safety coin, like you saw Protoman take advantage of with the chuck jam, so he's got to be careful.
Sitting in Lack-2 cam, not see down. I don't think I've seen that camera before. There he goes. I think he heard me.
I usually find myself in Lack-2 down there. Doesn't mean it's correct, but here's where you want to make sure. I like the cameras doing here. This is good for lag reductions. Because that box costs so many lag frames. In fact, if you break that box when you're doing secrets on its own, even when you're over here where CartoonBuffoon is now, you're still losing lag frames, like if you're in 120 star.
Really?
Yeah, if you break that box by mistake, it costs you so much. Oh, awesome.
He got out of it, though.
He was able to get out of the chuck, yeah, so he wasn't thrown off the edge there. Looking good for him as well. Just got to close this out.
Protoman walking his way up. Yeah.
Oh, we got a big boy raid from Cheese.
Good old Cheese.
Thank you, thank you.
Checking it out in this D2 70-star league match. You know, it's funny, like, strats that you think would be very difficult are so simple, but we, like, I don't know, I guess in your mind you think it's going to be more difficult, such as the hitting the skeeter at the beginning of this particular star.
Yeah.
I sat there, I'm like, oh my god, I can't get it, and I can't remember if it was Cheese or Para or who it was. Just like, dude, just hold forward.
Yeah, you just gotta jump right away, but yeah, it's not something you really have to line up or anything. That's one of those things that I wonder if that's intentional. I was talking about how Wet Dryer World is like this really good level design where everything seems to line up. I wonder if that's one of those things that the designers put in on purpose.
It seems like it.
Right there. It really feels like it.
I like
tricks or some gaps in this game that are just like too good to be true.
Right. That's something that had to be kind of planned out, I guess.
Yeah. Right. Solid secrets from Protoman.
This is another one of those courses that I enjoy. So he got the ledge grab there, but he was right in the middle. He was able to do that quick get up. Looking good. I mean, you know, THI is another interesting concept, I guess. You know, I guess when the game designers were coming through, they're like, hey, what can we do that's not like the same thing we've done the whole rest of the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we don't see a whole lot of it here in 70 Star. I believe it's only 3 stars that we get here in THI.
It's another stage that has a lot going on. It has the most coins out of any stage in the game. Because it's just big. It's like 2 full-size levels almost.
Right. CartoonBuffoon. Heading over now, trying to make up that time.
Man,
and if anybody can do it.
2 stars behind? Yeah.
I mean, he can do it, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Tippy is a wild place. So, a lot can happen here. Secret's looking good so far. Got angle good? Yep.
Oop.
Wow, I'm surprised that clipped up into the mountain.
All right. Protoman finishing up his time here in THI.
Oh, CartoonBuffoon. Oh, he did.
He got the one.
You were saying this guy knows about this stuff.
Right. Almost diving off the side.
You know, I know about that too, but it's so instinctive to just press A there sometimes when you know you're going to ledge grab, even if it's going to be on the edge. So I imagine that's what happened in his case.
That's funny. All right. Protoman going into Tall Mountain now. This is kind of where, for me, the nerves start kicking in because I know what's coming up soon. Only one more stage before you get up into Tippy, and if you're on great pace here, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hide my splits.
Yeah, that's when they can get scary. Luckily now with the new route, I think in 70 star, SL and HMC are both like pretty cozy stages. So it's kind of nice to have both of those before Tippy.
Agreed.
Especially like HMC, very little can go like catastrophically wrong in that stage. I mean, it definitely can, and we've seen it, but it's pretty rare.
Unless you're Toast Rider.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of when I said it can. But it's kind of nice to just like have a stage like that. It's something you can like do well at and feel good about yourself, and then you go into Tippy with like a good mindset, hopefully.
All right, CartoonBuffoon finishing up his time. Try to catch up, but Protoman's not giving him any opportunity.
Man, Protoman's kind of hit his second win here. I feel like he missed that pillarless, and he knew that he needed to catch up, and he's just been slaying it since.
All right.
Oh, diving into the water. He's got to get out of there.
Let's go.
Oh, where is he?
Where did he go? He
fell off the water. I thought he was going to die.
I did too. Going for these dreads. Now, you talked about lag. There's a lot of lag that comes up here with these Monty moles.
On the mountainside here, yeah. We'll see how he does. You kind of want to be in C up this whole time. Not C up, but neutral or whatever you want to call it. I take him a little slow. This is where you see a lot of lag, especially C down. Looks like he'll be okay, though. Yep, he's cool. Yeah, you saw him just... The game almost paused. Like he was falling there.
All right. You know, and for me, even the most seasoned runners, like the weirdest things can happen. Like with Protoman, who expected him to just bop into the water there?
Yeah.
Very quick setup for this box.
Yeah, that was very good. I like when runners do it this way, where they kind of Mario cam to get the perfect angle, so you're just looking right at the star. Oh no! He went too far to Mario's left there.
Left, yep.
It didn't end up reaching the mushroom.
That's why, you know, you were talking about cozy strats. You've got the cozy strat of kind of jumping down there and bouncing off the wall to get up.
Yeah.
To line it up.
Yeah. That one can be iffy for me sometimes too. I don't know. I actually feel more comfortable doing it the way these runners do it. This is good.
Protoman.
Oh my god! Are you serious?
Got thrown by the chuck, yeah.
That wind. Oh, that was sick.
All we need is the sound going, nope.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that wind was right there. Normally, like that wind, if you don't land on the ground before going into that wind, it'll blow, but you'll just keep falling. CartoonBuffoon going for breezeless does not get it. Dude, the chuck
might as well. Why not?
Yeah.
YOLO. Might as well.
Oh, awesome. Got the little quick turn there.
That 180-degree turn is sick looking to me.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Protoman going for the easiest SL star. You know, kind of funny story about that. The first time I ever ran 70, Cheese was in my chat, and I finished up, and I only had 69 stars because I forgot that star.
We forgot that one?
That one star.
That's like the best one here. I don't know, Bully's pretty fun too. Just slide into him.
Knocking out these easier stars first.
Yeah, really the hardest one here is Snowman's Big Head, and if you don't do the triple jump, or I mean, you can always just attempt triple jump, but even if you miss it, there's like a quick side flip wall kick as the backup. So.
Or you could just be Tama and do the side flip off the penguin's head, and you're good.
Yeah, if you want to be a complete nut, that's also an option. But if you don't do the, I don't even know what to call it, the big jump over the freezing pond, not over, but next to it, that runners have been doing now.
Yeah.
There's kind of not a challenging, like this is the most challenging star on the stage now. And it's not too bad. It's just like slippery.
Man, Proto, I don't know what it is, but he's definitely turned it on.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
And we've had that debate before whether the other runner is kind of
the slide. I was thinking he won it because he was doing this, putting this off so much. Oh, he gets it though.
And perfect. Got the ground pound. It's almost like a Jesus take the wheel kind of thing. Where that ground pound is. So you see people like miss that ground pound quite a bit, but That was awesome.
There's basically a camera setup you do at the beginning that as long as you hold straight and you do that same like combination of dives and stuff, you'll land at the box. But it is kind of blind. It looks blind. But...
Simply commentating in the chat too. The important question is: can Protoman keep up the speed,
or is
Cartoon gonna dab?
We'll see. And here's that second MIPS. Protoman is able to catch this one. He's learned from his previous mistakes.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Who's not?
I don't blame him.
Sick.
Like, because the punch grab, it saves a little bit of time, but it's like not a lot.
Yeah, you know? I wouldn't bother with it in 70, unless like you learned it because you ran 16 and you decided that you wanted to save that tiny amount of time.
Right.
Missing this. Oh, does this backup work? Oh, that's cool. Just kicking off the ice block there.
I normally just go around.
Yeah, I would go around or I kind of run away. I didn't know that a kick puts you far enough away for that to work.
Flexing a little bit. Protoman going into one of the easier stages, HMC, where we have seen that spaghetti, but up. Speaking of spaghetti, there's one.
Get away.
Oh, all right. He's got those iframes. He's okay. Another boulder headed for him.
He's in there. There's no worry.
Meanwhile, we watch some of the D1 runners, and for some reason, the rocks stay on the right side. I don't know how they make it happen.
Yeah.
CartoonBuffoon trying to finish up his last little bit here. Gonna exit, because that's the quickest way to get downstairs to HMC to join Protoman. Triple box jump, which I remember when it came out, it was like super scary about hitting that kill plane. But
yeah, you kind of have to you sort of like hold back a little bit, because if you go too far from the stage, then the game thinks you have left the stage. CartoonBuffoon chasing MIPS around. Still wants to go on the loop. I guess he wants to end near HMC, but I would have chased him towards SSL there.
I mean, get him towards one of the
dead ends. He's doing it. And he's not hitting those corners. He's pausing his game. Wants to take a break.
Chase him to the left.
Oh my god, he can't get around that corner. He's doing laps in the basement.
Oh, yeah, I would have sent him towards SSL or...
Take him towards SSL.
There we go.
There's a setup. You can do this. Uh-oh. Okay, he's good.
MIPS %. That's what that is.
Man, that was something.
That was something.
Protoman missing his triple jump there. He's able to get over to the side flip.
He's going to have to ground pound here.
Oh, I didn't
know he does get that. Yep, if you ground pound, you can actually hit the switch as well.
You'll just like always hit it?
Not always. I think it has to do with how far you are up from that switch or down.
Yeah, I know that's always been like a weird quarter frame thing, that whether you hit it or not.
Right.
I just wonder if ground pounding changes something about that. So I thought you still fall at the same speed.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Protoman he's heading up to the top now. CartoonBuffoon triple box jump misses.
Man, this basement is not treating CartoonBuffoon very well.
He falls. Is he going to go for the elevator? Nope. He went for that Christmas miracle. He shouldn't have to ground pound. Just a dive.
Little dive, okay.
Wow.
Benny Hill music. Chasing MIPS around. All right. Protoman going for a pro tricky triangles. It's looking solid. Oh, get up there. It's okay. Grab the one up. You need it. Okay. Just go back to the switch.
Just
try again.
There we go.
All right.
The slow turn out, but he backed it up.
His angle is a little weird here. Looks good now. All right, he's solid. Wow. He was really far forward there, I thought. He was just like in a weird spot. I thought he might hit the death plane.
Super weird. But this is what we talked about, like Protoman going into Rainbow right here.
Ooh, I can do bounce. Oh no, doesn't even want to try the second jump. It was a little funny there.
Kind of messed up that triple jump. Got the ledge grab. Going to go ahead and go for red tier. I think we're gonna see the same. Oh, he fell. He got back up pretty quick.
Oh, that was weird. You see him turn around really fast?
Yeah, that was kind of odd.
That made it through. I wonder if it was like an accidental quick turn they just did or something. It was strange.
So Protoman, he can go for Lakitu bounce here again. He's got one more backup, which is going to be.
I'm guessing he's going to attempt it. I mean, you might as well if it's something you can do. Because it's pretty free to attempt. Like, you usually don't die, at least if you mess it up. You just kind of have to run and grab the star. Or take the slow way up to the cruiser, which is not that much slower.
It's not. Oh, and he misses.
That is the only time you might die, is like, sometimes you thread the needle there and you fall down. Alright, he's just going to get cruiser the old-fashioned way.
Noob cruiser. I like to call it Thero cruiser in the booth.
There you go. Get the ledge grab, set up this ledge grab.
Yep. Good backup. I don't blame him. CartoonBuffoon going to tackle Tippy at this time.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I still think a lot can happen in TTC. We've seen it in so many GSA races where something magnificent happens in TTC 100 or whatever, and a runner loses a lot of time. So CartoonBuffoon can pray that happens to Protoman here and gives him a shot. But we're getting to the point where Protoman's running out of mistakes to make. So
right. Oh, he does get that booty burn. Oh.
CartoonBuffoon kicking up. Didn't quite get up the reds the right way, but pretty fast backup.
Yeah, he missed that wall kick there, but was able to get a ledge grab. What?
Still falling down. Just needs to get
that
up
wall.
here.
That wall. It looks like you can like wall
bonk
kick. Really...
in. Oh, just get the red going.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I can just I'm feeling the same. I'm feeling the same frustration. I'm sure he is. Like, it's just not working for some reason.
Oh.
Okay, he got there.
Wow. Okay. Protoman in TikTok clock. Time moving.
Looking good. Don't forget a hand here. Nice, nice.
So
CartoonBuffoon going for Lakitu bounce. It treats him well. He's able to get it. All right.
I mean, TTC 100 is kind of where the rubber meets the road. You've got so many areas that you can make mistakes. CartoonBuffoon going through right now, to me, looked more solid.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, Protoman.
This is looking good. Oh, quite a wall kick angle.
Going for the pit and the pendulums star. So he's got Roland and CartoonBuffoon.
Oh no!
It's dead. And you can look right now as CartoonBuffoon is going in 9 lives versus 14. This has not been the best performance from him yet, but he's sticking with it. I mean, if it was me, I'm definitely yelling at my CRT.
Yeah, and this is like, it definitely happens. It's not what you want to have happen in a race, but Protoman, a little bump there. And sometimes just these little mistakes that are, I mean, they're within your control, but they feel like they're not.
Right.
A bunch of them happen, and it kind of gets on your nerves.
And they can add up.
Yeah, absolutely.
CartoonBuffoon going for swinging in the breeze, just as Protoman's heading back in. Probably rolling to the cage, I would assume. Yeah.
So Protoman still hasn't done 100. He's saving it.
He is not.
There's a chance that, like, when you die, it's faster to go back in, time stopped, so he might just be doing it last in case he dies. But he did Reds first. I'm not exactly sure why. Reds is just another star you do time stopped. But he also did, he did roll into the cage before 100 even. So I don't know. Maybe it's an easy star to him. He doesn't mind doing it last.
We're gonna see. Oh
no!
CartoonBuffoon fell.
Oh, Protoman fell. I thought Protoman died.
Protoman did die. I was looking over a cartoon to see if he...
Oh, okay. I thought you were just saying, hey, did CartoonBuffoon
No. Yeah, CartoonBuffoon had fallen down onto the blocks, and commentator was paying attention to him, and
not a death though.
Didn't even notice Protoman.
Protoman took a fatal spill. You know, this kind of reminds me of him when he was in SL, where he saved the hard stars for later. I don't know if that's just what he does. Yeah, which is maybe that's his preference, but it's strange to me. But I can't say much.
Because if you remember, I guess he did that earlier as well. I don't remember if in Womps he did 100 coin or if he did Owlus and Candleless first.
Yeah, I don't remember for sure. I know he did Owlus. Well, he did Owl last.
Oh, and he's dead again.
The block saved.
The block saved his life.
I thought he would slide off that block, but when you take enough, you don't slide back. He's got to climb up here.
This is the opportunity that Cartoon needs.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Cartoon, they were both to 100, but this is Protoman's last 2 stars in this stage, and then he just needs Toad, and he'll have 70. So CartoonBuffoon still needs to do a lot to catch up, but he has 100 out of the way. He's just got to do some small stars here, while Protoman kind of slogs through this 100.
You know, you've got invisible walls up here.
This is the last part where something can go wrong. Let's see if anything happens. No, he has a lot of coins here. What happened?
He does have a lot of coins.
I don't know what happened there. Oh no!
Did he dove it? Is he dead? Oh, he's sliding off.
He's dead. He's dead.
He is dead with 94 coins. 94 coins.
Wow. Oh, CartoonBuffoon fell down on triple jump. Is this D2? What's going on here?
Right.
No, this is fine. These runners are still playing. I mean, a lot's going on here, but they were playing very well up until some wild things happening here.
Some just strange things.
All right, Protoman got to start at 100 for the 3rd time. Meanwhile, his opponent at 66 stars, kind of almost ready to close out. Now, I didn't catch if CartoonBuffoon got Toad already or not, but we'll just see how many stars he needs with the star select screen.
I didn't either.
1, 2, 3. So he did not get Toad. So he'll also get Toad afterwards.
So it looks like Protoman is doing exactly what I would do, where you're taking it a little bit easier. You're not like pedal to the metal.
Yeah. Did he get extra coins again? I didn't even notice. Did he just grab the red? Maybe.
I think he did.
I don't know how you get 4 extra. I'm not sure what he did the first time. Oh, he landed on 1 coin.
Yeah.
I remember that. But he fell.
All right. Oh.
All right. You gotta really piss somebody off if you want to die here. Like.
Oh yeah.
So he'll be okay. I'm sure.
All right.
All right. Man, so CartoonBuffoon, 2 more stars here. Protoman going in the sky, but maybe a little shaken up after that. So his sky might be a little choppy just from nerves.
Might be, and we know, you know, things like moving left side and strats like that. You can make mistakes, and it costs you. Absolutely. CartoonBuffoon, I think, knows that he's very close, so you see him.
I see him shaking too, almost.
Right.
I am not gonna be surprised if Protoman just like jumps through the blocks and grabs the pole and bounces in the sky here. Doesn't do either triple jump ball kick.
I wouldn't.
I am almost expecting it at this point.
I mean, he's played it safe and it's paid off for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, even there, making sure the camera is directly behind him, which is an easier jump for that triple jump dive. CartoonBuffoon wrapping up his red coins. Let's see what Protoman's going to do.
He's going for one. Right.
Yep, he's going for left side.
Okay.
Okay.
He had it the whole time. Why'd be down there?
Right? Okay.
All right. Now it's just throws. And it's kind of a lot of throws. He can miss 1 or 2 here, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm certain about 1. I'm pretty sure about 2.
He's got that time. He's got plenty of time. Oh, Cartoon taking a bonksky.
Oh, man.
Kuro Jinryu, thank you so much for the subscription.
There's 1 throw for Proto. There's... Oh!
Ooh, nope.
Nope. Okay.
Wide left.
Just a little bit left here.
And to me, it's harder. And Simply and I were talking about that. Oh, CartoonBuffoon
Yeah, I was listening to talk about that
aborting.
earlier.
Yeah, how it's got to be easier to hit them all.
Yeah, definitely. Once you miss one, you kind of are resetting. Another miss?
Another miss.
I mean, it's going to take a lot for him to lose this race here, but he's not out of the water. He just needs to hit one more. He can't do a layup here. He's got to actually hit it. He missed it again.
He missed again. Oh. Wow.
Oh, watch out for that Goomba. Okay, he just jumps away.
All
Spun around a few extra times for good luck. Got the third throw.
He did.
Wow.
GG to Protoman.
CartoonBuffoon.
I mean, this race went back and forth more than I ever thought it would be.
Absolutely. And if Buffoon hits his throws, it'll end up being only like a 30-second difference here. So, all right, 54-30 for Protoman. Oh, one throw miss for Buffoon, though. For Bowser to hop back here. Missing again.
Oh. And that's why I think this game would be completely different if you didn't have to spin Bowser around and let him go. Like, I think the speed run of the game would be completely different.
I kind of feel that way too. It's a totally different mechanic than the entire rest of the game, having to spin and all these throws. It's like you've been playing Mario the whole time, and then at the end, Nintendo throws a completely different game at you.
Right.
You have to suddenly do well at if you want to finish your run all the time. All right, got his third throw. Gonna end with a medium 55. Medium rare 55.
Medium rare. See if we can get. All right, we actually don't have time for interviews today for this particular race, but it was absolutely phenomenal. Back and forth.
The runners spent too much time showcasing their skill. We have to move on to the next race.
But it has been phenomenal hanging out with you, Mini Corey. Thank you for coming to the rescue.
Yeah, absolutely,
so
no problem.
I didn't have to sit here lonely. And don't forget, check out Exclamation Point Tickets. Get information on Pace. I'll be there. Everybody and their brother and sister will be there. Check that out. We're going to go and take a very short break before Protoman is going to race once again against Rock Chalk. So doing the doubleheader. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Awesome. Take it easy.